Try not to trip over myself here. Corey Perella, and this is a traditional bedroom. We're going to talk today about making the school system totally new again, transforming it out with the old, in with the new. And I'm going to be doing it by selling an idea. What I need from you is $3 million. That's right, $3 million. We're going to test drive this thing for the next 3 years through every school district in the United States. And it's going to take $1 million a year in order to try to sell the idea that a hybrid between traditional schools and homeschooling is going to be the winning ticket heading into the middle of the 21st century and beyond. The reason I wanted to show you this in an actual room is to show you the size of the classroom that you're going to be dealing with in the future. There should be no more than 2 students per room, per study session. Now, you're going to be learning new vocabularies. I know that when we watch certain movies about school, there are certain buzzwords in like homeroom and study hall. We're going to throw all those out because the very first thing we need to do is take the academic calendar and put it aside. Year-round school means everybody has access to education at the same rate and at the same time, but not everybody's going to go at the same time. We need teachers who are capable of doing it all. Furthermore, people say, why don't teachers make the same as celebrities and rock stars and sports stars? Because the merchandising mechanism for a local school system usually doesn't extend to foreign countries where they are selling music on a particular platform. That's why. But we're going to see that change. If you've got curriculum that you want to market through and not have to worry about some aristocratic bureaucrat saying, hey, no, this isn't what I had when I was 10 years old. I don't believe this could possibly benefit students. You don't have to worry about impressing them, and you don't have to worry about dealing with the traditional resellers of academic products. You just test it through us at the hub level. There's going to be a new vocabulary you're going to have to get used to. What we want is to bring the ratio of teachers and students down. Instead of 1 to 45, it's going to be 3 to 4 to maybe 2. That's right, it'll be an lopsided looking basketball team. What we're going to do is going to bring that teacher-student ratio down. Now bear something in mind, it's called learning curve. Learning curve works like this. The average person hears a topic that they were unfamiliar with before, and it takes them approximately 20 hours to go from hearing about that topic for the first time to developing an interest enough for it to learn what its application is, to learn something about how to do it. These are things that the average second grader can wrap their brains around. But we have sat there and told ourselves, no, these kids can't handle it. Or my personal favorite, well, my child has special needs. Let me tell you something, mama, son, or dad. Every kid has a level of special need, okay? That's why we're using that side of the teacher-student ratio to teach your kids in-house. Now, they're not going to be in school all day, but they are going to be able to be in school year-round. Here's the cool part. We treat the educational curriculum like a menu, and we say, here are all the professions that you need to train for, and here are the levels in which you need to train for them. But this is really only going to work if we can do one other thing, and that's to bring some of the ages for adult qualifiers down a bit. Some people have argued with me that age 15, kids aren't mature enough. Well, sure, you've dumbed everything down to the point where at age 15, they're still doing what they were doing at age 6. Folks, I want to make it so that the 15-year-olds are the most mature students we ever had in the classroom, and they see their fellow 16, 17, 18, and 19-year-olds in the new school system, in the new era, earning their bachelor's degrees for free on the nation's dime. We're educating our own, and so they don't drop out. But they are eligible to go into the National Guard, where maybe we don't put a rifle in their hand. We just teach them how to help in case of a national emergency. There are subtopics we can go into all day long here. I want to keep this as succinct as possible. Folks, what I'm going to show you is a demo of not only why you should be giving me $3 million, but why by the next presidential race, you should be begging your school districts to adopt this. What we're going to do is we're going to sell the idea to them over the course of a year of showing them that we can do everything better and cheaper than they've been doing it to date. And at the end of all that, you will have played a role to transforming the school system and making a place for yourself in history. I know some of you say, well, I need a return on my investment. Don't get me wrong, we're going to make money over time, billions, by reselling educational products through this. Right now, the state has too much control. I want to remove the state board from the equation. National funding, local control. Now, some of you ask, well, what do you mean local? I mean, when I say the word city, I mean anything under the population of 50, okay? So if you live in Podunk, wherever, we're talking about you. If you live in a giant city, we're talking about you. And we're going to have new areas of the school, like we're going to call them hubs instead of schools and school districts, because you'll be able to come into a place, receive an appetizer of information, a theme pitch about what the topic is, and then from there, you'll be able to go between here and home fluidly and learn what you need to learn to self-paced progress to the next level and eventually pass that grade. Of course, there will be group milestone marks. Well, gee, if you want to qualify for graduation of the next grade, you have to get the following done by this time. And of course, we want to reinforce everything from sports to cheerleading to clubs. But instead of alienating those things and making them the enemy of academics, we nourish them through the same system here. And you've got a teacher or two that knows it all. And then you've got the person who is physically online. Yes, we're going to use the internet, folks. These wonderful machines. The smartphone is one of the greatest educational tools ever invented. And I hear teachers and principals barring them from the classroom. Like, what are you doing? It is insane. If the teacher is so popular and their curriculum is so subscribed to, they get paid millions of dollars to come in and do the lesson. And that's how you get teachers as rock stars. Understand? We can do all this better. The goal is to make that happen. We're going to eliminate state board. Nationally funded, locally controlled. Now, if you want to stay with me, watch the rest. And of course, I need $3 million from you. If that's not your cup of tea, I understand. But right now, our current school system is failing us so poorly that more than 60% of our kids are not at reading or math level. And you know who that's on? That's right, the current educational system, the way it is. Hi, welcome to your average workstation in the 21st, maybe middle of the 21st, 22nd century. We've got a lot of things to get accomplished. The first thing is we need to make sure our kids are literate. Now, I understand there are people who have a hard time learning new things after a certain age. Video editing is basically sign language, visual sign language used by way of motion picture. Learning video editing at an early age is crucial to helping kids that are multilingual and are developing their language skills more than just one particular language at a rapid pace. It is absolutely imperative that they have an opportunity to express themselves visually if they're unable to do so any other way. So we're taking the good old Helen Keller miracle worker spirit way a step further, courtesy of the people who gave us Star Wars and Pixar. That's where this stuff comes from, folks. That's why you hear me celebrating certain peer companies such as George Lucas' Edutopia and the history mega hit The Shoah Foundation, produced by Steven Spielberg. That's not a movie, that's his nonprofit that teaches history. Now again, there's lots of curriculum providers that I want to be able to give a window to as we do this particular project where we completely innovate the school system. But I need your help. We need you to support this on your school boards to get them to adopt it, and we need somebody to step up and give us $3 million. We need your help supporting this to the ears of your local school boards, and of course be vocal in your community about it. And its name is Higher Ed. Now the cool part about Higher Ed is it's self-paced education, keeping the entire curriculum in mind, the entire school experience in mind, from when the kids are wee toddlers all the way up to when they graduate. Now there's multiple levels to graduate at, but make no mistake, there's no reason for us to be switching buildings anymore. That all has to go away. Don't get me wrong, being stuck in a classroom with people that aren't respectful to each other is not fun. That's one of the reasons why we have multiple teachers versus just a couple of kids in the schoolroom. And the school day isn't lasting forever the way it used to. When you tune into movies like A Christmas Story and you see Ralphie stuck in a room full of 50 kids, that's not what we're going to do anymore. You'll have plenty of time to go out and learn everything from every game that's ever been invented in sports. You don't have to be good at them, just know how they work. Because someday you may be the accountant of the basketball team. You don't have to be good in sports in order to do the behind-the-scenes jobs, but we want to set you up for success in those kind of terms. Just what if you're meant to be amazingly successful in a profession that you haven't even thought of yet? Most careers should be thought of about 5 years in advance. In regards to training and education, when you get out of middle and high school levels, you should be thinking about 18 months in advance. Many of our students are ready to serve in parts of the military as National Guard if they're monitored and guided properly, but they're stuck in the classroom because the system doesn't have any place to put them yet. That's why one of the things we're going to need legally is for the age of an adult to come down from 18 to about 15. Now this adjusts a few other things like drinking ages and when they would have the right to consent to marriage and things like that. But I want to make it crystal clear. My goal is that the average teenager is supporting their parents and not their parents supporting their kids until they're 35 at home. Will you join us?